About a month ago, Canva released their keynote for Canva Create 2025. And in it, they released several new tools, most of which I covered in this video over here. But in today's video, we're going to dive into the features that I didn't have access to last time, like Google Sheets, the multi-design tool, Canva AI, as well as coding. Let's jump back in. So as you can see, this home screen looks a little bit different than it did the last time, but it also has Canva AI, which is where we're going to start with today. Maybe instead I wanted to turn this into a document. Since it's through Canva, it'll use all of Canva's tools as well. So what I can do is click on this. I can actually change the format. So if I wanted it to specifically be an invitation, I'll click on it here. And then I can make it whimsical but classy. I can add in elements of things that I like. I can click go. And now that it knows that I'm trying to put in an invitation, it'll specify it to exactly what I want. And then I can edit it from there. So if I don't like the designs that they come up with, I can tell it to get rid of the cars and make it more whimsical. And I can edit it from here, or I can use the full Canva editor and edit it right away. Quick access will, let's say I wanted to create an invite for a party I'm having this weekend where we get to show off random and funny presentations. I can come in here and I can create a flyer and tell Canva exactly what to do, and within seconds it creates a couple that I can choose from. But I can also, if I don't like these, mess around with the colors. I can add things to it. I can even use more designs if I don't like any of these. Maybe instead I wanted to turn this into a document. Since it's through Canva, it'll use all of Canva's tools as well to give you a perfectly streamlined experience. So now what I can do is I have all this set out for me, so I can start from here and go into Canva editor and edit whatever I would like to, or add whatever I want to. What I can also do is actually just click on design for me, and I can have it create an invitation right from here. So what I can do is click on this. I can actually change the format. So if I wanted it to specifically be an invitation, I'll click on it here. And then I can make it whimsical but classy. I can add in elements of things that I like and things that my now wife likes, right? I can click go. And now that it knows that I'm trying to put in an invitation, it'll specify it to exactly what I want. And then I can edit it from there. So if I don't like the designs that they come up with, I can tell it to make more designs, or I can have it change the color palette. I can tell it to get rid of the cars and make it more whimsical. And now what I can do is I can click into one that I like, and I can edit it from here, or I can use the full Canva editor and edit it right away. Quick access will let me change the font. It'll let me change the color palette. But if I want to do more intricate edits, of course, I can go into the full editor and go from there. The last thing I'm going to show you is the code for me feature. So I can actually have it code different things. So if I'm taking a math quiz, or if I have a quiz for school and I want, since I'm a teacher, maybe I need to create a quiz for the students to take on fractions. I can have Canva AI actually make me a quiz. So if I tell it, give me an interactive quiz about fractions on a 4th grade level, and click go, it's going to try and code an interactive quiz for my students. So it'll show me how it codes. So what's really cool about this is it'll actually show me the code that it's creating. And then when it's done, I can get to see the finished product. I don't know how to code myself. I've tried it. It is very intricate. But what I can do is if I do know how to code, this will give me a head start, and then I can actually edit the code myself if I knew what I was doing. But you can actually see what it's doing. It's giving me the questions here, and it'll format it in a way that makes sense. It'll make sure that it is interactive for the students to use. And like with the presentation, like with the invitations, I'll be able to actually edit this once it's completely finished. Now that it's done, I can actually interact with it here. And if I wanted to use it in a whiteboard, I can come over and actually just completely use it. And I can go in here, and if I wanted to actually edit it or edit any of this, just like a normal whiteboard presentation from Canva, it is now fully integrated. It'll tell me what's right, and then it'll move on to question 2, which fraction is equivalent. Let's say then I get it right, and it'll tell me correct. It'll give me confetti. So it's actually kind of geared towards elementary school kids, which is pretty awesome. And again, I can add whatever I want here. I can go back in and I can actually tell it what to change, right from here, so I can either type it or I can speak into it, and it'll change the code from the back end itself instead of me trying to individually change each part of this, which is pretty spectacular. So that's, for me, this is the biggest. For me, the coding feature of Canva AI is definitely the biggest feature that I want to delve into deeper. And I want to see if I can actually make more things for my students that are a bit more interactive and just a little bit more fun, instead of giving them paper and pencil or giving them things that are pre-made that they can't really edit or interact with as much as they would be able to with this. I am always on the lookout for different websites like cool math games and ABCI and things along those lines, but having an editor and a tool that'll let me actually just create my own for whatever subject I'm thinking of is pretty incredible. The next thing we're going to talk about that Canva has introduced is its new Google Sheets equivalent, right? So Google Sheets is Google's own take on Excel and everything like that. But with Canva's version, you can use all of Canva's tools in Google Sheets. So let's say I didn't want to start from scratch. I can actually tell it to create whatever I want to. So I can generate a table. Let's say I want to create a 3-meal-a-day plan for the whole week. Get healthy and around 2,300 calories per day. I am allergic to broccoli. No, I'm not. And I'm actually a fan of broccoli. But let's just say, right? I can click create. It'll have a whole breakdown of exactly what I put. However, if you notice, there's no calories here. And if I'm buying stuff myself, there's no breakdown of how much it costs. So let's say I wanted to do that. I can highlight this, and now I can actually click on Magic Write and tell it, right? It'll say prompt anything. Give me the calorie breakdown for each meal and the total cost per meal. Give me the calorie breakdown. There's a typo here, but it doesn't really matter because it's smart enough to realize that that equal sign should not be there. And now all I have to do is click insert, and it changes the chart just like that. So oatmeal with almonds, it's about 320 calories and about $2.50 if I bought it from the grocery store. Now that I have all this information, again, I'm going to highlight this, and you don't have to type in formulas anymore. So if I have it and I come here, I can actually, I can ask it, right? What is the total cost for the week? And it'll just tell me, right? And I don't even have to tell it the total cost for column D because it knows that it's all of column D. Now I can ask it to find the total cost of column D, and it'll go down. So now when I have this chart, now what I can do is if I highlight this chart and tell it to give me a visual representation of this, now I kind of have the circle pie chart, which doesn't really look like much. But if I click into, let's say, Friday, it'll actually tell me what one of Friday's meals was. Now, it does look like that it went for breakfast, so maybe there's a feature or an update down the line with Canva that'll make this a little bit smoother. Because what I'm trying to do is have this, hopefully in the future, Canva will release an update, because right now it's only giving me the breakfast portion, and maybe that's just the information that it was given. But I've been trying this for a little bit, trying to get it to give me everything at once, and it's not really doing that. I am trying to make a chart, even if it's like a stacked bar chart or something, where I can have calories and cost all in one and make it just a little more easier to see. But as you can see, if I clicked on a stack chart, it gives me no data. I can try, and I am trying to select all of this, but now when I select it, it's telling me that it's an unsupported format, which doesn't quite make sense because Canva is the one that created this. So maybe it was just in this specific example that I was trying to do, right? But you can see the information that it's given is this entire chart, and it is just not quite working. So let me know in the comments what I'm doing wrong, because I assume this is a me issue and not a Canva issue. But if it is a Canva issue, that would be good to have in an update. The last thing I'm going to show you is how to create multiple designs out of one file. So what I can do, I'm on one tab, and I'm going to come down here. Let's say I wanted to create a trivia night, right? Or I wanted to create a game night. I can have my game night, edit it however I want. And now if I wanted to let's say I had the game night, and I wanted to turn that game night into a social media post, I can now take the game night, take the rules, make it into an Instagram post. And so now I can actually change this, or even just resize it, right, to a social media post. And now I can copy and resize it. I can come over here, click on, maybe let's say I have a video that I also want to go along with this. I can come over here, I can change this format into a YouTube video, and it'll change this format into a YouTube video. So now I can have everything all in one, different aspects of the same design. If I'm working on a group project, now everybody's working on one slide. I can be working on the website aspect while somebody else is working on the video. And it's all interconnected. Multiple people can interact with it at once. It's all in one spot. This was part 2 of my Canva Create series. Part 1, I had most of the features, but I didn't have Canva AI, I didn't have the multi-design tool, and I didn't have Canva Sheets. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any suggestions for what to improve for next video or suggestions for the next video, let me know in the comments down below. And while you're there, make sure you like and subscribe. Other than that, I'm out.